Well, start of the trip here on, what is this, Wednesday, August 28th, here on Poplar Lake. Long story, tell more about it later, but starting out here, very windy day. It's been raining and storming. Supposedly there's a break coming here tonight. Maybe a little rain in the morning, but then supposed to be nice again the rest of the week, so we'll see how it goes. But a little concerning that there's this 15 to 30 mile an hour wind directly from the west. Good thing I'm heading east, so theoretically it should be to my back the whole way. In fact, the wind is turning my canoe around totally. Some of my best trips have started out in the rain, so I'm going to go with that, hope for the best. Got a little late start, a lot of reasons, but I haven't been in too much of a hurry waiting for this thing to blow over. But you can tell the wind has got me and I'm cruising along pretty good. But just talked to some people there at the landing. We're coming in with a boat. They said it's getting calmer than it was earlier. Gotta watch out for these rocks, but I should be able to hug the shore, stay with the wind, and get to the landing, and from there on out it should be kind of small little lake, so it shouldn't be too bad, and hope for the best. All for now. Pretty wild ride out here, Poplar Lake. I'm almost to the portage landing to Lizz, but holy cow, that's a rough one. Jeez, unbelievable. Pretty steady. It does calm down once in a while a little bit, and then once in a while it gusts up. This is kind of an average, I'd say. I'm headed right back there, so kind of going the right way, but this canoe has always had a tendency to be tail light, and what happens is I just weather vane around. Kind of want to go that way, but the nose is over this way. Boy, those are some good waves. I better paddle a little bit and straighten myself out. I hope on my camera here, but I made it to Caribou Lake. It is 3:30. I left about 1:45 from the landing. Got the first campsite on the right hand side from the portage to Lizz Lake. It's actually really nice and sheltered out of the wind. It looked like a lot of the other campsites on this lake are taken from what I can see. It was easy, and maybe you can see in the background, see the lake, I don't know, but just got here, piled up my gear. It was raining, kind of misting now still, but as soon as it quits I'll get the tent set up. It's supposed to be kind of off and on here for a while. Let's look around a little bit. Pretty wooded, a lot of shelter. I think that's where I'm going to put my tent. Set my gear under those trees to stay kind of dry. Muddy tent pad there. Here's what the water is like today. Pretty crazy. This small little lake, and it's got enormous whitecaps. You can see, maybe you can see the mist zinging by there in the background. These people, there's a campsite right there, and they are exposed. Holy cow, they have to really be struggling with the wind over there. Kind of crazy, you see, where you have campsites and open view this close together. Usually happens right by entry points, and that's it. But this is the rest of Caribou Lake here. Ugly skies, lots of wind. I could see two other campsites, both this direction. They were both had canoes in them. So I don't know. Thank God this one's empty. The shoulders pretty much had it. More on that later. But anyway, nice little campsite really. Kind of wet and muddy right now, but it'll straighten out. Can't really see it perhaps, but there is a pretty good mist coming through. So hopefully if that breaks soon, I can get camp set up. Our camp is all set up. Took about an hour or so, and during that hour you can see the sky is broke. The wind has died a little. There's actually sun pokes out between the fast moving clouds there. pretty cool. I'm drying out these packs in the rock here where they got wet in the bottom of the canoe. Got a little clothesline going on amongst these trees. Rain gear and socks. I have set up my tarp. Usually the fastest way to make it quit raining is to set up your tarp. And I kind of put it, didn't really need to want to cover up the whole tent, but it kind of worked out that way because it was raining when I set it up, and I put the tent kind of under the edge of it. But the way it worked out was I had more of the tent covered up than I kind of would normally want, but it'll work. I got a spot here to cook at if the rain comes back, which it's 60% chance. And that's pretty much all I got done so far. Need to eat something soon and just kick back a little bit. I was gonna have a fire tonight, but boy, everything's so wet, maybe I won't even bother. And the fire grate is really a mess from the last people. For some reason, they pile up wood and rocks and junk on top of the fire grate, and we got a bunch of paper and looks like clumps of dog hair and garbage in there. Yeah, that's real nice, huh? So I don't know if I'll bother cleaning up the fire grate. I don't know if I really feel like it. But certainly better looking now than it was an hour ago. Well, it got pretty nice tonight. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. Sky cleared up, drying off, warmed up a little, rain completely quit. But the wind hasn't quit much. It's about, well, I suppose it's half of what it was. It was like 20 before, and now it's like maybe 10 or something. Plenty of wind, a little gusty at times. No bugs. I'm just sitting out here on this little kind of remote area campsite. The regular campsite is back through the trees. I think you can see the tarp through there in the tent, and I cooked over there and did all that, but it's so shaded and so wet, I decided to come over here and eat. See, mix up some Arnie Palmer drink, and this is a steak fajita rice. Oh yeah, that looks good. Try that out here in a second, and just watch the sun. Well, I've had dinner, all done with that. It's really great. Didn't get lunch too much. I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock, headed up here, drove straight through a couple of little detours along the way. I guess I didn't really hurry too much. Stopped to rest a couple of times, had to get gas, those sort of things. I did eat breakfast at about 8, but didn't really eat lunch, and got to camp here at 3:30ish, set up camp, and now I've eaten at about 6. I'm here on Caribou Lake. Entered at Lizz Lake today. Some of the previous videos showed the nasty, rainy, windy crud we had going on. It's still very windy, but it's calmed down quite a bit, and the rain has stopped and the sky is completely clear and the sun's going down. It's pretty chilly. It's probably only right about 50, I'd say, and supposed to get pretty cool tonight, just down around 40 next couple of nights. They are forecasting some rain early morning, so like 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. or something. There's some 30-40% chance of rain or something, and then but noon tomorrow it's supposed to clear up and stay clear for the remainder of the week, but who knows, they don't forecast that long very well. Anyway, I hope the camera's not shaking too much. I'm holding it with my one arm. This trip this is Wednesday. I was supposed to start the strip on Sunday and was going to be a 9-day solo, and has turned into hopefully what will be a 6-day solo. last week I hurt my shoulder at work. Doctor says I tore my rotator cuff, and he didn't know, but just from range of motion and pain level and such and strength testing he did, he put it at, you know, maybe it's tore a quarter of the way or something. He doesn't know, but he got some medication. It's an anti-inflammatory, supposed to help the swelling and make the pain go away quicker. So I did my week course of that. It does feel better. Stiff, range of motion's bad, but as long as I keep my right elbow at my side for the most part and try not to lift it too high or torque it too much, it seems to be kind of okay. I just have to be really careful. So that's why I got delayed. My entry point was supposed to be at Lake 1. I was going to do a big Lake 1 loop off out past Insula, and hopefully I was going to do Thomas Fraser, do that loop that I tried to do before but didn't work out. Instead, I decided to do some small lakes. I contemplated a hiking trip. I contemplated just canceling the whole thing, but I did grab a permit because one came available for this area. The lakes are small, and then the wind came up, so in the forecast here. So that's just the luck of the draw, I guess. But it was to my back today, so I decided to go. It's supposed to calm down later in the week, and hopefully it'll work out. I'll just take it really easy. I'm not going to go very far. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to kind of enjoy myself. And paddling is okay. I mean, I just can't lift that left arm up very high, but surprisingly, it feels better to paddle on my left side. You know, again, moving my shoulder forward and just up and down, pivoting it with my elbow at my side isn't so bad. I don't lift my paddle quite as high as I normally would or should, but it works. Doesn't hurt too bad. Paddling on the right side, though, requires me to move my arm back a little further than straight up and down with my body, and that's a little bit more tender, so I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to lift my paddle up sooner and just kind of do that. But wind was to my back, other than this tiny stretch to this campsite. Wind is supposed to be just come up roaring again tomorrow, so I may end up just staying here tomorrow again. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Especially if it's going to rain all morning anyway, I suppose I may as well just stay here and relax. I brought a book so I can sit and read. It'll work out okay.